Hello. In Parshas Lech Lecha, in Sheini, we begin the continuation of the story of a famine that drove Avram and Sarah down to Egypt. And on the way there, Avram says to his wife, "Now I know that you are a beautiful woman, and I'm afraid that the Egyptians will want you. So please tell them that you are my sister, that I will live, and that they will give me gifts." Uh, so she does that, and they end up taking her to Paro the king because she was so beautiful, and he wanted to take her into his palace, and he did. And then it says that God brought big plagues, great plagues, on Paro and on his household. So Paro came over and to Avram and says, "You're really husband and wife. Why did you lie to me and my people? That are be punished." And he sends him on his way. In the meantime, he gave him gold and silver to go on his way. Previously, he also had given him cattle. And the pasuk then says that Vayelech Lemasav, he went into his journeys. And Rashi learns from this that it's talking about some specific journeys. And what does it mean by that? That he went back to the same places, the same hotels, the same inns, the same homeowners that he stayed by on the way to Egypt. He went back to the same ones on the way back. So Rashi says this tells us in Derech Eretz, a proper way to act. That whenever you go somewhere, if you go to different towns, you should stay by the same people, the same hotels, and that way it won't reflect badly on the innkeeper. People otherwise will say, "Oh, maybe he wasn't good enough, that's why he didn't go back," or it won't reflect on you negatively, but "Oh, maybe you're too picky, and that's why you won't go back." Some say that of Avram, since he was rich now, it was actually an extra zechus for him, because he said, "I still went to those cheaper hotels when I didn't have money. I went back because money doesn't mean anything to me, and I don't need to go to the Ritz-Carlton." So he went back to those old ways. But Rashi says another thing. He also says, "Chazar upara hakafosav." He went back and paid what normally is described as his debts. That he went back personally. He went back to pay these, and he didn't send the shliach. That was also a credit to Avram. But Reb Yecheskel Meir Kashmir asked the question, and he says, "How is it that Avram didn't pay money and he was able to borrow money?" So it means that he says it doesn't mean that he paid his debts. It means that he had to give something back, a tshuva, an answer to something else. And what was that talking about? Avram was already famous. People knew who he was. That he was Makari people. They'd heard about Ur-Kasdim, what went on there, that he destroyed the idols. But there were some people who were skeptical and they didn't believe. They said, "Look, if your God is so good and you're so loyal to him, how come you're traveling from your homeland, you're going away? How come you're poor, you have no money? We don't think your God is a good God." So now, after the story where his wife was taken to Paro's house, the palace, and he was struck with this big miracle that people heard about, these big plagues, and he was given wealth. Now Avram was able to go back to the same places and give his tshuva, his answer, his hakofosav, to the people and say, "Look, God is good to me. He made me rich. He protected my wife." And so we see that, as we all know, God is good. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week.